I'm not confident.
How can you confidently overcome negative aging stereotypes even though you lead younger colleagues?
Often we compare ourselves as men in our 40s, as leaders, to those that are younger colleagues. We observe negative stereotypes as men in our 40s with regard to how we are aging, and therefore our confidence is not as good as our colleagues that are younger. I'm looking at it all now. I'm a best-selling author and I'm a professional researcher. I'm going to give you my bonus on it all, the takeaway of the research, a little later. Now we're looking at the research studying older workers, which examined how stereotypes and aging beliefs affect occupational self-efficacy, confidence in one's ability as a person in their 40s to perform at work. They found that negative stereotypes and negative self-perception about aging predicted poor occupational self-efficacy. Now, a second key finding, which was interesting too, was that occupational self-efficacy predicted greater job satisfaction, higher life satisfaction, stronger job motivation, but confidence did not predict future performance expectations or retirement plans. Now, this is kind of surprising because people often think if I lose confidence now, my future performance is doomed. The research though says otherwise. So what are the practical solutions for mid-career men in their 40s trying to rebuild their confidence then from this research? We need to audit your internal narrative. What goes on in here, in between our ears, is very important. Write down your beliefs you hold about aging in general, not just about you and your particular position. I'm too old for this could be a common complaint. Could be a thing that you've heard, maybe from your parents, maybe from your grandparents, maybe from older people you were around, even as you were a child. And that might become embedded within your subconscious. Or younger people learn faster. Oh, it's all faster when you're younger. You were faster. Maybe you're slower. Yeah, maybe athletically slower in some ways. But that doesn't mean, according to the research, that we're going to have to lack confidence going forward as a leader. My best years are behind me, you might think to yourself. But that's not necessarily true either. So we have to blanken all of that in our mind's eye. And it may be difficult, may be challenging, but we can do it. Because unlike this simple athletic performance, we're confusing perhaps that speed has to do with competence, not always, because experience often brings judgment that is better. And if we can have judgment that is better, therefore we can be put into a leadership position or even a higher echelon of leadership, and we can be earmarked for more lula, more money. If you rebuild your occupational self-efficacy through small wins, you're going to have benefit going forward. One new technology, learn one little itty bitty bit of it. Think about like the very basics 20 or 30 years ago when you were younger. Microsoft Word or something silly like Excel and Easy came out. No, it was difficult at the time, but you had to learn one thing by another. Emails over and back when the internet started. What happened? You found out jokes and you found out little JPEGs and all these different things. You didn't know they existed initially, but you learned one step at a time, one incremental step, a percentage. Held you in esteem as an expert within the technology department of some other job perhaps, or your own, you can still grasp onto technology and keep on learning right now. We need to replace it with evidence. Let's look at the actual facts here. Keep a written record going forward, and then you can look at the facts certainly a week, a month, a year down the line. Solve problems. Did the younger colleague do it as well as I did it? You know, look at difficult conversations handled. Did all of the things that we've mentioned before, did they go towards a very much better handled conversation by you or the younger person? The achievements, sure, they can perhaps do technology maybe, or a lot more athletics right now, and you can't do that, but there's depth in you as well. Stop predicting decline. Research found that confidence was unrelated to predicted future performances. Your future ability is not fixed. Watching this video, going and doing something after this video in a positive light is going to begin to change your behavior. Watching this video and not doing anything, guess what? You're back to square one. Now, if you're getting something from this video, please like and make a comment so we can get the conversation going. I can help you in your personal instance, and subscribe, and I'll make and produce more to help you further down the line. Focus on motivation before your confidence, because confidence increased job motivation within the research, and motivation drove satisfaction. Ask yourself, what energizes me? Because energy is one thing you could assert towards yourself, or others might be saying, oh, he's getting a bit older and he's getting a little bit chubbier or something like that. But have you got the energy to keep going forward? Rather than ask yourself, how confident do I feel? So what is it that you can do in your own time, maybe in your personal time, after work, before work, that can energize you within work? What would you have done when you were younger? Would you have sought out challenging work? Well, you can do that right now. So seeking challenging work, like older workers often, honestly, highly motivated, maybe in some meaningful challenge, but in other ways they're too comfortable. So we need to seek out the challenging work so that we can avoid shrinking your world, because we often do that. Think of the old pipe and slippers. That's what happens as we get older. And of course, that is linked with us as men too. Experience is a huge thing with us as we age, as a guy in our 40s. So if we can become a mentor, we're connecting with the younger person. And then we can steal their ideas in some way or not, because we can find out the way they're thinking. We're taking it apart, we're putting it back together as their mentor. Teaching, though, reveals expertise that you forgot you possess, and you have a lot more in you than you think. Many people underestimate accumulated wisdom. You have it, and if I ask you 100 questions right now, you'll be able to answer them through experience. But right now, you're not being asked those questions. And so it takes time, but the mentee, the person underneath you, will ask those questions. They'll be wide open for information, and that's where you'll find that you have the benefit to give them. Protect your physical health. Health strongly predicts confidence going forward. Yes, I'm 40-something. But guess what? I feel good about it. Energy affects self-belief more than people realize. So get out there and get trimmed and get going. Redefine peak performance. There's this whole thing about getting up early and going to bed and working 40 hours a week, and plus 40 is 80 and 120. Oh my God, right? You can redefine it. What is it to you? Peak performance at 25, speed maybe, peak performance at 50 or maybe 45 or in your 40s or coming towards 50. It might be judgment. It might be calmness. It might be perspective. It might be looking at things with wisdom. Leadership changes shape, and you can be the shape that aids you. So you can shape it towards what you want it to be with you going forward. And that's where your experience comes in to help yourself out. We're not changing who you are here, or redefining your peak performance so that you can live into that consistent model going forward so you can perform better within your confidence leadership. My takeaway is these studies suggest that confidence problems in our 40s may not be evidence of our declining ability. They may instead reflect the stories people unconsciously accept about aging. Look at how we feel about aging, perhaps before this video versus after this video. Look at the abilities of aging people, duplicate them, put them into your habits going forward.
Thanks for watching. Please like this video. If you subscribe, comment to say that you have, and we'll look after you.